Hey, what's up? My name is James Chaley and welcome to my channel. This week I want to talk about our first drafts, the dreaded first drafts. Why are they dreaded? They shouldn't be dreaded. The whole theme of this video is that your first draft doesn't suck, and I don't care what anybody says. But before we get into that, as of this release of this video, there should be 9 full episodes of The Unlife of Lisa Cooper out on Kindle Vella, my Kindle Vella series, The Unlife of Lisa Cooper. All you have to do is go on Amazon, search for The Unlife of Lisa Cooper, click on that, and get to reading. 9 episodes encompasses the first complete story arc of an ongoing series. So if you start now, not only can you binge the first 9 episodes, but you get to find out who done it, what's the all mystery about, who's behind all the stuff. If you've already started reading, you know what I'm talking about. The Unlife of Lisa Cooper follows the adventures of a vampire as she struggles and deals with supernatural challenges as she works to maintain the remnants of the woman she once was in life. So if you haven't checked it out, please take a look. It is free to read. If you like the episodes, please give a thumbs up to each episode and follow the story so that you can get updates on when each new episode is released. But let's get into first drafts. There's an expression that all first drafts suck. Everybody says it. You've probably heard it from tons of other authors. Even Hemingway said it. I think he might have said shit. All first drafts are shit. Now, we know that the first draft is far and away from our final draft. It is not the finished product. It is not the work that we're looking for. It is not our best work, okay? But it is a diamond in the rough. But we shouldn't get hung up on our first draft sucking. We're focusing on the wrong thing. And that's why I want to do this video. I can't tell you how many folks that I know, friends and family, and I say, oh, I'm writing a book, or I'm doing a Kindle Vella series, I'm working on this, and they come to me and they go, oh man, I always wanted to write. I have this idea for a book, but I don't know. And there's this Herculean kind of view of a first draft, like, oh, there's this so much work. And yeah, it's so much work. There's a lot of writing involved. But you know what else these folks don't need on their shoulders in addition to looking at this monumental amount of work? Is this demotivating idea that when they're all done, they're just going to own a big heaping pile of crap. And that's just not true. Now, again, it's not going to be their best work, but they're not producing garbage. There's a better way to look at the first draft, and it has nothing to do with the quality of the manuscript itself. The first draft's one job, one purpose, is simply to exist, to be completed. That's it. You have a completed first draft? Awesome, you win. Why are we concentrating on the suck? Completing a first draft is a big deal. Look, you need something to build from. We're all marching towards our final draft, and that's great. But if you have nothing, a blank page, then you've got no hope for creating a final draft because you have nothing. But if you have a first draft, then you have the materials, the building blocks you need for the first draft, for the final draft. That's the outlook that I'm hoping we as writers can take. Not this kind of like, and it sounds basic. Like you could be watching this video and think, yeah, of course we need the first draft to get to the final draft. Of course. But it's this whole idea of, oh, the first draft sucks. Don't worry about that. Oh, the first draft's going to suck. Be prepared to have a big piece of crap when you're done writing your first draft. And there's so many writers out there embracing this without looking at so much of the positive. Imagine you're a sculptor and your final draft is a vase. You want to make a beautiful vase. And without your first draft, you have nothing. You have no building materials at all. But if with your first draft, you have a block of clay, right? You see where I'm going with this? Now you have something to work with. Cut out the parts you don't need, right? You can even add bits to it if you need to. You can hone it down. You can make some parts bigger, some parts smaller. You can refine certain spots. You paint it, glaze it, all this kind of stuff, right? That's what the first draft is. It's your block of clay. And without that, how ridiculous would it be to walk up to a sculptor who has a block of clay on their wheel and say, that doesn't look like a vase? They'd look at you like, a sculptor would look at you like, what are you, a fucking asshole? Of course it doesn't. I'm not done yet. Why are you going to criticize the lump of clay on my little pottery wheel thing? So why are we doing it to ourselves as writers? That doesn't look at all these plot holes. Why? This is written so poorly. Why? You could be using stronger verbs over here. This part doesn't make any sense. This dialogue's choppy. Shut the fuck up with that stuff, right? That's not the purpose of the first draft. Your first draft is your lump of clay. Cut yourself some slack. I feel like I say this so often in so many of my videos. We as writers need to stop beating ourselves up. The first draft is awesome because it exists. It is the beginning. And it has all the building materials you need to create your final draft. So that about wraps it up. Short and sweet. We need to stop looking at first drafts as these heaping failures that just are riddled, suck, and are awful, They're meant to just exist as a word depository for all the words that we need for our... that analogy's not good. But you know what I mean, right? It's the lump of clay. We're moving towards the vase, right? The vase, or the teacup, whatever the hell you're building. Could be a bowl, kick-ass bowl. I don't know, whatever you're building, right? But it starts with that lump of clay. All right, I'm done. So if you like this video, please smush that like button. And as always, please subscribe. I post most Thursdays. And please follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And please definitely follow me on social media because that's where you're going to get the latest updates on my querying journey for A Flower in Hell. And also the latest updates on my ongoing Kindle Vella series, The Unlife of Lisa Cooper, which, hey, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you can follow. It's not too late to jump on board. Just go to Amazon.com, do a search on The Unlife of Lisa Cooper. Boom, boom, boom. You're on your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.